Hello everybody, my name is Danielle and I am from Cageless Readings. So today's pick a card. I just got these two decks in like literally a couple hours ago, and I decided to take a break from moving and getting my life on track because I got really excited about doing a reading with these. If you haven't heard, I also just got dumped. As I'm filming this, it's been actually 8 days today, so yeah, I'm in it with you. So I just figured I was gonna do a reading on kind of what I've been thinking about lately. So first thing I'm gonna do for each pile is I'm going to pull an archetype card. This is kind of how we're gonna do an energy check for you to see what energy you are in right now. So that will be just to help you gauge if this pile is for you. Next, with this romance and love deck here, this is one of the new decks that I just got. We're just going to be asking what's going on for you, and I'm gonna pull some cards on the side for what's going on with them. And then these cards here, I can't remember what they're even called. They just kind of have like how people are feeling or thinking, and I'm gonna pull same things, a few cards for you and a few cards for them. And then how you're gonna be choosing your piles is I have a healing mantras or healing circle cards, and I'm just gonna shuffle them now so that you know which pile you're gonna choose from. So let me move these out of the way. And I guess I didn't say this yet. My intention for this pick a card was just kind of help any of you who are fresh out of a breakup, and maybe you're just needing some clarity. So for me, I was very shocked and blindsided by the breakup. Funny enough, right before I started shooting this, I just had a friend tell me that they had the same thing happen. The person they were engaged to, I wasn't engaged, but we just talked about getting married and all that, and it's just anyways, long story short, one of my friends who was engaged said that their partner just like left them suddenly for somebody else, just like myself. And it's like, oh my gosh, like it just seems so weird that this is happening so much. And I know like on the internet everyone's going to be experiencing this at some point with you, but it's just crazy that it seems to be a thing right now. So 2024 must be a shit year for a lot of us. Either you're leaving someone for somebody else, or you're on the same side of the story as I am and you're being left for somebody else. And if you're anything like my situation, I guess we'll see when we do your card readings. Like, I don't even think it's gonna last, but I think it was just kind of like a way out, and it seems to be the theme right now is like one person is very clear and honest and direct, and the other person struggles with being honest with themselves, truthful with their partners, and then it almost seems like they need that exit person so that they can justify or cope with, not fully deal with their emotions of leaving, but them just wanting to leave. So anyways, that's a little bit of a tangent. It just seems like a theme right now. So I'm just gonna ask for a healing mantra for pile 1. Okay, ooh, that's a beautiful card. Okay, a healing mantra for pile 2 to choose from. Wow, similar colors. Okay, a healing mantra for pile 3. Oops, it didn't quite want to give me one. Ah, okay, all right. We want this one, a nice yellow one. I guess some chaos had to happen for the sunshine to come out for that. Okay, we'll put those to the side here. So pile 1, oh my gosh, my cards are falling everywhere. Pile 1, we have I thrive in the new and unfamiliar, expanding the love, expressive influence of my soul for the highest good. Expressive influence of my soul for the highest good. That's what it says. Okay, pile 2 here. We have, oh my gosh, how do I say that word? Triquetra? I don't know how to say that word, of ancient wisdom, protects my soul with sacred circles of rest and renewal, creativity and expressiveness, silence, and spaciousness. Oh, that's actually really beautiful. Sounds very peaceful and calming. Okay, and then pile 3 here. We have I enter the sacred solar mandala, receiving the 9 rays of blessings, bathing my entire multidimensional being in divine radiance. Wow. Well, that's beautiful. Okay, so that all being said, I will give you a second with these a little longer to choose which one resonates with you. It could be the words, it could be the picture on the card or the colors on the card, or you could choose by looking at the time stamp. Look at the time stamp in the description box below. There might be a number standing out to you. Normally I have some sort of sound thing, but my life is just a little chaotic right now, and I'm not totally sure where I've placed that. So, that all being said, take a second to ground yourself if you need. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Put a hand on your heart. Close your eyes and just touch base with yourself. It's probably a little harder than normal right now for you if you're just going through this breakup. But I do have this beautiful big old grounding crystal here, so maybe that will help. Okay. I'll see you guys in your card readings, whichever pile you choose. Hello, pile 1. So you all chose the I thrive in the new and unfamiliar, expanding the loving, expressive influence of my soul for the highest good. And I'll just put that right there. And so the first question, the first thing we're going to be looking at is just what is your energy you're in right now? How are you feeling? Pile 1. Just as how you can gauge if this card reading resonates with you or is vibing with you. Okay. Is accurate for you. That was the word I was looking for. I just couldn't remember it. Okay, how's okay. Doop. 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 And doop. Okay. Perfect. So normally I don't read cards in reverse, but in this one we will, just because I feel like this is kind of like a darker time for most people when they've gotten broken up with. So, or maybe, I don't know, I kind of feel like if you're choosing this reading and you're looking for clarity, probably we're not the one breaking up with the person, because you would already know that clarity. So anyways, that's just how I'm thinking right now. So we have Vampire, makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. We have Hero or Heroine in reverse, which means escapism and a false sense of heroism. We have the Fool, fearlessly revealing emotions, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. I don't know. Sometimes when I feel like I turn on this video, I just can't speak anymore or something. Like, I can never pronounce words, but I also think I struggle with that in my normal day-to-day. I just become maybe more aware of it when I'm reading cards. I'm not sure. Okay, and last we have Hedonist, which is inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. Okay, so what I'm kind of picking up from this card pile here is I feel like you are realizing, whether you were the dumper or the dumpy, for choosing a funny way to say that, you know what? I don't know. I actually think you still were the one who was broken up with. But when I see this Vampire card in the positive light side, it tells me that you realized how draining your relationship actually was on you. So maybe you didn't want the breakup at the start, but I feel like in the end you're like, holy shit, like maybe this isn't the worst thing in the world. You feel better. Maybe you even feel like you need less sleep. like you're less defensive. That's actually a big one I'm getting. You feel like you don't need to be as defensive as you were before. Which is even where I see the Fool card coming in, where I feel like you're able to be more lighthearted, more easygoing, and more in kind of like a joy state. Like really when I'm seeing these cards, I feel like it's easier for you to just be present in the moment and take things less seriously. Yeah, it's really interesting. It almost seems like, although I feel like I just like double checking before I say this. I do feel like there is heartache. Like I do feel like there is sadness and grief here. There overall, like I don't know if this is like a mental place you've gotten to where a part of you is like, I actually think this is healthier for me in the long run. Although maybe it's hard right now. Emotionally it's hard right now and there's like a grieving process. But you really feel like this is gonna sound odd to say this, pile one, but I almost feel like the better version of yourself is coming out now. Which, you know, when you're in partnership, you want that to happen while you're in partnership. And I almost feel like you got a little bit freed. And I'm just like trying to tune in more about what's going on there. But with the vampire card, I feel like it's just saying like you just either you worried all the time, like maybe your partner. I'm just trying to tune in. What are we hearing here? I get it was worry. That's what I keep coming back to. Like, I feel like you worried about how you're going to be, if that was going to be a way that they would appreciate, or if they would respond a certain way. I don't want to say you were walking on eggshells because I don't quite feel like it was to that extreme, but I think that's why you didn't even realize how exhausting it was for you until you don't have to do that anymore. Like, it's almost like you're just always trying to worry or pre-plan or be cautious, and now you're just being. You're just being you. And I love the Fool card when it comes out because it's almost like not having judgment, like that youthful energy of like not caring what other people think, just wanting to be and have fun and make people laugh, even if it makes yourself look goofy. I don't know. I think the Fool energy is actually very sweet, very kind and very beautiful when it comes through, and often an energy we need more overall in the world, in my opinion. But you're all probably wondering now, why did this card come out in reverse? The Hero, escapism and a false sense of heroism. So the only thing I'm kind of picking up from this card is maybe you're keeping yourself a little too distracted from feeling the emotions of the breakup. You gotta take this with a grain of salt because when I tune in this card, I'm a little confused. I feel like maybe it's even just like the energy of like your life does feel a little upside down. Things are a little bit confusing. And like when I see this, I can't stop looking at the people who are climbing the mountain upside down, and it just doesn't make sense. It really just doesn't make sense. And I feel like there's something here where it just doesn't make sense for you right now. Like, yeah, what are you guys doing? I wonder. There's something you're doing that just is making things harder for yourself. So, what are you doing? Maybe when I pull some more cards, it'll make more sense. And maybe you even know when I'm just asking this. Like, I can't tell. Let's see. Passion for a journey of personal empowerment. Cool. The only other thing I can think of too with this is I wonder if you're kind of forcing yourself through the motions a little quicker than you're ready for too. So I feel like maybe you're like, I should be happy. I should be doing this. I should be, you know, like, I don't know, like dating people, or I should get back on the wagon or the horse. I don't know, whatever expressions there are in English don't really make sense. I just feel like there's something going on there where it's like you're just rushing a little too soon and it doesn't make sense. Like climbing a mountain upside down, it just doesn't make sense. So hopefully you know what I'm talking about there. Yeah. And it's funny because a Fool card doesn't really mean fool. To me, it means more like living without judgment and confinement to social norms. But then this card here is feeling more like an actual, like, it's foolish. The way you're going about it seems silly. But I don't know what thing it is. So anyways, let's pull more cards and see if I can understand what this card is telling me about that you're doing. So I guess I can look at this actually. It's telling me to look at this for clarity. It says, this is talking about I thrive in the new and unfamiliar, expanding the loving and expressive influence of my soul for the highest good. Yeah. Interesting. The only thing I get off that is... Okay. I don't know. Now, you only take this if this resonates, but I'm kind of getting the vibe with these two cards here. So the hero in reverse and the healing mantra going on here is that maybe some of you just need to use a little more discernment on what new things you do actually want to take on. So, what would be a good example? So maybe you're just like, I need to change something, and someone I know really loves boxing, but you kind of hate get punched in the face. You don't like getting punched in the face. You don't like getting like poked at or kicked at or whatever is going on. But you're like, but I should try something new and empowering. I almost feel like there's something like that and maybe you're doing, and it's like, yes, do something new and empowering, and unfamiliar things are really neat. But if you really don't like getting hit, maybe move on to something different. Always do what's in your highest good, what is going to bring you the most joy. And yes, growth is great, but not if it's like something you're really not liking. So I don't know if that makes sense for somebody, but I feel like there's something going on there. Or maybe you're like actually trying to force yourself to love climbing mountains and you don't really like it. Like that could even be another analogy there. Maybe you just actually hate hiking and you hate bugs and you hate being dirty and sweaty and carrying a heavy pack, and maybe all those things sound horrible to you. Don't force yourself to do it because, you know, Instagram is saying or YouTube is saying that it's cool and trendy to do that, and people find their souls out there. You do what you want to do and is in your highest good and makes you feel good. Okay? So, anyways, so the next thing we're going to be looking at is what's going on for you in love. So what's going on with you with this relationship? How are you seeing things? What's going on? Okay. I feel like these cards are not shuffling great all of a sudden. Cool. And I'm also going to ask what's going on for their ex. What's going on for their ex towards this relationship? Okay. That wants to come out for the center, which is interesting. Okay. Boom. Boom, boom. I see that word a lot. I think it's because my ex would say sounds a lot, and now I do. Okay. So, interesting. Hideaway, heartbreak. So interesting. It seems like you're detoxing, you guys. I kind of see, yeah, some serious detoxing. So, did you break up with this person? I don't know. I still feel like they did. That's how, like, I feel like the responsibility of the breakup is on the other person. I don't know why. Like, you know what, in my one card, like, love reading I did, it was kind of like someone took an action that, like, seemed so obvious that, like, the relationship was just going to be over, but technically that other person never broke up with them. I feel like this could be the same thing, too, where they did a really shitty action, which was just, like, obvious this relationship's going to be done with. But technically it was you who broke up with them. I don't know. I could see that. Okay. What's going on for them? Attraction, celebration, wish, surprise. Okay. Yep. You guys are on like completely different pages. Definitely. So the thing in the like, I wasn't going to do a like common denominator kind of card, but what I'm starting to notice about this Sparks card is usually means there's still some sort of attraction going on here. It probably is sexual attraction. If I'm being honest, like there's like this draw, like you miss like the physical touch of the person, but you seem pretty aware that this relationship wasn't actually making you your best version of yourself and it was draining on you. I feel like you really do know that. It comes through pretty strong in your energy. And then also look at this, like how you're feeling. We have toxicity. Toxic relationships can drain your energy and self-worth. Be aware. You have 2 cards saying that the energy of this draining, literally using the word draining. Imperfections. Love is beautiful mess. Embrace its imperfections. You know what? In this specific poll, I feel like imperfections is not coming out as a positive card. I feel like it's kind of coming up as there was some things that you did not like. They were not compromisable. They were almost things that would hurt you about this relationship. We have heartbreak. Heartbreak is a part of the human experience. It will pass. Hide away. Make time to be with your person. Sorry, make time to be with your person. Create your own special hideaway. So you know what's interesting though with the High card? I was like, this is for sure talking about you going in by yourself and not with anybody else. So I definitely getting the vibe for this one around recognizing that there is still an attraction to this person. I do think it's more sexual or lusty or physical, whatever word you like to use. And you are sad. Like they're like, I think this is just really reiterating what I was kind of saying at the start here in the energy we're in, where it did hurt you. It did make you sad, but you're really, really seeing how maybe this really wasn't a great relationship for you after all. And I feel like you just do need time, some distance from them to let sort of that physical attraction fade away. Because it's just like the relationship, I feel like, still is pretty fresh in your mind. It's like your body still misses their body, all that kind of stuff that can get a little complicated is kind of coming up. It's very human. Don't beat yourself up about it. That's why I really feel like it's saying, like, I feel like I keep being drawn to, like, spending time in your bedroom. Like, I don't even know if you guys like being in your bedroom, but I just feel like you need time to kind of get some distance. So I wonder if even, like, maybe you're just staying in a house where there's other people too, and you just literally need some private time, your own private space. I think maybe that's even why bedrooms keep coming up in my mind. Like, you need to get away from your roommate, or maybe you live with your family member because of how this relationship ended, and you just need some quiet time to just be and feel through your emotions and kind of remember why you have chosen to stay separate from them. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. This image on the heart is very interesting. I guess it's talking about heartbreaks and your heart being able to come back together is kind of how I see it, despite how much it hurts. Because the other thing to just say here too is I feel like for you guys, you do want to find love, and you don't want to be a person who, because of this relationship, settles for less or stops trusting in love. I think that's like a big thing. Like you know that there is better out there and you want to experience it, which feels really healthy. But I think you just are like trying to remind yourself of that and keep that going. Other than this like intense connection thing going on, physical connection that you kind of feel like both are a little stuck on. So for the other person here, we have attraction. You're attracting the right person at the right time. Okay, you know, I don't think I'm gonna like really read the bottom ones because I feel like the vibes I'm getting off of them aren't always aligning with like what they're saying. So attraction, if you like, yes, they're still very attracted to you. When I see wish, surprise, and celebrate, it's so interesting. I just like, even with all the twos here, like 2 cups, 2 dandelions, 2 people, I feel like this person is very much still in the impression that you will get back together at some point. They want to get back together with you. They are still very attracted to you. I don't know, I feel like they're still daydreaming about you. It's so interesting. And the celebrate card, I'm like, what does this mean? Oh, hey, Steve. Hi, bud. Celebrate. I feel like it's just like, I don't know. I think to this person, they seem almost certain Hey, Steve. That things are gonna get back together, which is interesting because your vibe is like things are not gonna get back together at all. So I don't really know. Woo, Steve, you're really messing up the cards here, bud. Come here, honey bunny. Come here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's so funny seeing this too because I'm like, I almost feel like you guys don't even know you're in the same or we're in the same relationship. Like, I don't know, I see celebrity, I feel like they're just like, I want to spend my life with you, and you're like a person that understands me. And you know what, the other thing I keep getting is like, I feel like they keep saying you're so forgiving. You're so forgiving. I don't really know what that's about. Maybe you'll just understand that. And I also like, it's so funny. I feel like I can hear all those cliche things like, you're so nice, you'll forgive me, you're the only one who can put up with my what do people say? It's like on the tip of my tongue. It's not my quirks, you're the only one who can put up with the shit I do. I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's like this person actually has a very low value of themselves, this person you were with. Like, I don't know if you know that, but like, they don't think that high of themselves. They feel like they're hard to be within a relationship, but at the same time, they kind of expect you to be in a relationship with them. It's very interesting. I don't know if I've ever really seen that before in doing a card reading, where there's like this expectation that you'll come back to them while also being like, I know I'm not a great person. It's weird. It's really weird to see, but also maybe that just makes sense if you know your ex. But yeah, so interesting. It's funny, I'm just looking at this and I'm like trying to ask like, so are you guys supposed to get back? Everything I'm seeing for you is it's not aligned with you. That's the best way I can say it. It's not aligned with you to get back with this person, but I feel like they're still in a little bit of denial. So you know what? It makes me think actually like you broke up with them because they're just in like la la land over here or something, not realizing that like things are done and you aren't going to get back together. So I don't know. Or maybe like they did break up with you and you guys have a habit of like going on and off and breaking up or not, or threatening to break up. I'm not sure. But I do feel like this relationship, like just from your energy, wasn't really that great for you. From what I can see. So our next question here is, sorry, how are they feeling about you right now? So should we do them first? Yeah, let's do them first for you. Hey, Dub. Hi. Okay, sorry, my battery died and then my cat started walking on all the cards. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Hi. Are you okay? Oh, okay. No, you don't need to walk on them, though. You don't need to walk on them. Okay, it'll be awesome when I get a roommate because I feel like I can't give all four of my cats enough attention. I only have 2 hands. Okay, so, anyways, back onto you guys. Little life interruption there. So, I was just about to pull cards for how are they feeling about you right now? Okay, how is pile 1's ex feeling about them right now? Okay. I kind of want to do one more. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, this definitely just confirms this person is on a very different page as you. We have attached to my ex, which, like, is a really funny card to get. Oh, sorry. That's my cat now bothering his brother because I wasn't giving him attention. I'm attached to my ex emotionally, physically, and or spiritually. I need time and space to break this connection. Wild side. There's a side to you I haven't seen and want to. I want to see you let loose. Get wild. Let's have some fun. Unblock me. I miss you and want to connect. Please unblock me literally or energetically so we can speak and I have a lot to say. My dreams. I've been dreaming about you. In my dreams, we are so free and in love. I wish I could stay there forever. have my kids. I want to have a family with you. I know you'd be an amazing parent, and I dream of the day you can experience raising a family together. Yeah, you know what? This is really the vibe I got when I saw this surprise card, where I was saying, like, I feel like they know they're not that great in the relationship, but they're like, please, like, you're the only one who put up with me. I need you to love me. Like, it doesn't, you know what? It doesn't feel healthy. It kind of feels like they're kind of like, well, you should just put up with me because I want you. And I'm not great all the time, but you should just go for it. But that's all my own personal opinion from what I'm picking up on. I mean, I'm only seeing some very, very little detail here. So, you know, you just do you and don't take my own personal bias into it, really. Okay, and then for you, let's just pull some cards about how you're feeling about them. Okay, Pawan, how are you feeling about your ex? Okay. Boom. Interesting that they all want to come up upside down. Okay. You know what? I think we want one more for you. Cool. So we have, it's really simple. How do I feel? And it says, I want you, us, forever. So you know what's interesting? This isn't goodbye. I don't want to walk away, but it's what's best for me and us right now. This isn't good. Bye. We'll be together again soon. So interesting. I feel like you're very conflicted, guys. You feel like you're super conflicted because both these cards are kind of like, at first when I start to tune into them, are like, no, not right now. Like, I'm better off like without this relationship. I'm better off without it. It wasn't really great for me, but then it's like, oh, but I'm not ready to let you go. There's still something that pulls me towards you. So I feel like, yeah, you're feeling very conflicted, which might even be why you're watching this card reading. So then it says unclear. I don't know how I feel about this connection anymore, which feels very true because I think initially when this ended, which still I'm very confused about how exactly it did because both your energies are kind of like, I broke up. Or no, I didn't. I got broken up with. So I'm like, who knows who actually broke this up? I don't even know if you know, but I just feel like it surprised you that there was some like benefits to being broken up, like some things that you feel better about now not being in commitment with them or in partnership with them. And I think you originally thought you would just like, if they came back, you would be like, yes, let's get back together. So I think there's just, yeah, there's some really confusing, conflicting information going on within yourself. So the unclear card, I feel like just makes perfect sense as it says, you're just really not sure about how you feel about this connection. And then we kind of have down here, you're my soulmate. It must be written in the stars because you most definitely are my destiny. We belong together. There's a part of you that feels like they are the person you want to be with. And then over here we have playing games. This is a game to me. The way I'm acting, responding, or posting is to get your attention. So when I see this, it usually means that, like, for example, like say they're coming over to pick up their stuff or something, or like you have something of theirs, or you're gonna go somewhere where you know they might be. You might try really hard to dress a little bit nicer than you normally would. You're gonna kind of go out of your way hoping you'll run into them and have them like see you and be like, yeah, damn, I'm looking good today. I kind of feel that for like the games vibes. Like you're trying to like pretend you're doing great, or like you're looking really good or something like that, and kind of hoping you'll get the intention back. Maybe you're even posting some stuff on Instagram or Snapchat, or do people post things on TikTok? I don't even know. I don't know. I don't really get the TikTok thing, but anyways, I'm sounding like an old lady over here. I just was never really good with following mainstream shit. So anyways, I just feel like there's something going on there where it's just kind of like, it's kind of like pointing it out that there are some things you're doing right now because you're wanting attention from them, but also at the same time you're not. So it's, I feel like you're probably feeling very confused. So finding myself, it was time. I went within to find myself again. I need to figure out what I want out of life. I need space. So this kind of comes back to, once again, like this whole hideaway reflection time, giving time for the heartbreak. I really feel like it's saying like, you're just so confused right now. I think you just need time to yourself to get clear on if this person actually aligns with what you're wanting for yourself. No one can answer that question except for you. Knowing how you actually feel about it. And then what else is going on here? Asking yourself if about the exhaustion thing. That's what I keep getting, like just the draining thing, the exhaustion thing. Like, where is that coming from? Is that you being over worried, or is that just like part of the relationship dynamic that you can't get rid of? There's just like some big questions like that that's going through for you. But like I said, I feel like this person is just like dying for you to come back whenever you're ready. So I really do feel like it's up to you to set that boundary if you need space, just because, like I said, this person is just full on ready to be like, I'm sorry, take me back, I'll never do it again. But I don't honestly know. I don't want to say anything for sure, but I don't get the energy that they're working on themselves or changing anything. I feel like they're just like ready to get you back and like go at the relationship again. So I think that's why you really do need to take time to yourself to see if that is what you're wanting, if there was changes that you need to see or want to see to even get back in this dynamic. But definitely still some hardcore attraction there, kind of keeping the relationship fresh. And I feel like I also see this card come through as kind of like a thing saying like this breakup is pretty fresh. Like your physical body is, you're just so used to being in your space still. Like I feel like you're still quite connected. There hasn't been a lot of time apart. So maybe it's been like a week, a few days, a few hours for some of you. I don't know. Maybe it's only been a few hours. Well, no, because some of your other cards made me feel like actually it's probably been at least a few days and a week, maybe even 3 weeks, but not that long. Still a lot of connection between you. So that all being said, I feel like I should leave you with something incentivizing or motivating. Shoot, what should that be? What card should I pull? I didn't bring any extra decks up here. How about another healing mantra? I can grab them. Come here. Okay, so just to sum up, what's this pile of one need to hear right now about this connection? We have, green, all about the heart. I relax. A sacred shield of spiritual protection supports my heart in attracting exceptional blessings and generous grace. Aw, I love this. So it's like even saying like it's important right now. How would I say that? To know that you're supported and that, like I always just see this as like, don't shut off your heart. Don't block out your emotions. Just feel through what you need to feel through and trust that the best thing is working out for you. The best things are happening. And you know what's actually crazy is these all have different designs on them, and these two actually have the same design on them, but different colors. So I wish they would say more about what each knot means, but I feel like this means something. I just can't get you the answer because I don't actually know. They don't have anything. They don't even have a guidebook with this card deck. They're just mandalas. Mandalas. There you go. Anyway, so super cool. That's all I got for you guys. Good luck. Take some time to reflect. Feel through what you need to feel through, and kind of know what you're willing to compromise in your life and what you're really wanting. Because like I said, I didn't look too deeply into like this person's soul life and journey, but I just get the vibe that they're not changing a behavior or a way of viewing things. They're just ready to just hop back in the relationship with you. So you're kind of in the driver's seat here. You decide if you need time, which I think you might. It's kind of coming through from your guides that you should take a little bit of time to really just get honest with yourself and know what you want and know your truth before you hop into this. Because I do feel like this could just repeat in the same cycle pattern. It's kind of what I see. I can feel like this is going to turn into a hamster wheel. But I mean, like if you reflect and you see what you want or don't want, maybe you could alter the hamster wheel a little bit. But because this person's energy feels so, I don't want to say stuck, but like persistent, that's a better word, persistent in the wheel it's going in, I don't see you like being able to shift that wheel too much, because they're like, I'm good with being the way I am. So there's just more information for you to think about. So best of luck, and you have a good one. I want to say have a good night, but maybe it's morning for you. Have a good day, morning, night, afternoon, whatever it is for you, and maybe I'll catch you around in a future video. Hello, Pile 2. So you chose the word I couldn't pronounce, Triquetra, I don't know still, of ancient wisdom, protects my soul with sacred circles of rest and renewal, creativity and expressiveness, silence and spaciousness. I'll put that there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to check out is, what is the energy you're in right now around this breakup? Or maybe just your energy in general, actually. Whatever he wants to give me, Pile 2, I'll take it. Whatever you're more focused on, maybe it'll be what comes out. Okay. Oops. Okay. They just felt so nice that I almost feel like I want to take them, but I kind of have a rule for cards that flop out. Sometimes it can be the lower energy that I don't really care to read, so let's shuffle them again. Ooh, we're gonna keep those upside down for some reason. Okay, and it does want one more, so maybe it is all the same cards. Cool, so we have Slave in reverse, which means giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. And then we have Father, which is talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. Talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. Interesting. And the maroon is really standing out to me. I don't know, I think it's brown, but I keep hearing maroon. Like, that's so important. Let's just Google it. What is the spiritual meaning of maroon? Because apparently that matters in this pile. Spiritual meaning of maroon. Okay. Whoops, didn't work. Control. So associated with control, responsibility, and thoughtfulness. Interesting. Interesting, and it keeps saying Buddhism is referred to with that color. Okay, I might need to tune into that a little bit more. And then over here we have Samaritan in reverse, which is exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. Then we have accentuates the challenges of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit, expresses soul insights in symbolic language, and spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. It's so interesting. I almost feel like these two are conflicting with each other. This is a confusing pile already, I can tell. Okay, so like, really what I'm getting like from this is I feel like you feel like slave to the masculine energy. So what does that mean? Feels like you feel like you're being disempowered by, but can't change the masculine energy. Hang on a second. Did you guys break up with someone, or are you still in a relationship? Because if you're still in a relationship, why are you watching this card reading? I don't know. That's always so interesting. Oh, okay. You guys, maybe, I feel like this pile, you are not broken up, but it almost seems like you feel like you should break up. But then you feel like you don't have much of a choice in the matter, which is kind of interesting. Wasn't expecting that. Sorry, now I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with these cards here. I might actually need a second. You guys are throwing me for a loop here. I wasn't expecting this. Okay, so I'm still a little confused about this one, but sometimes as I talk, things just make more sense. So definitely over here we have like this feeling wounded or trapped by the masculine energy. That's what I just keep getting. Feeling trapped. Definitely feeling trapped. And it could even be like someone's relying on you. You feel like somebody's relying and depending on you, on what you're able to do, on your services or something like that, on your abilities in a relationship. And then over here, though, we have like such a contrasting energy of like you stepping into yourself and really embracing you, your emotional side, your sensual side, your creative side. Like I feel like I see this, and this almost feels like really coming fully into yourself, fully into your body. Like this, the prostitute card, it comes out in its positive energy of just being like in balance. Like I feel like sacred sexuality is kind of what I keep getting from this card here. Being proud of who you are, not embarrassed, not trying to hide yourself. And the poet, which it just feels like, I feel like sensual energy. And then Don Julio, which also like, I don't know, it just goes to like you're feeling yourself, you're feeling good. So it's so contrasting to what's going on over here. It's a little weird, hard to understand. And then over here though, so what is coming up in reverse is just that I feel like there's still like this need for appreciation and attention that is not being given to you. And I feel like it's coming through in your physical, so in your physical presence. So maybe it's almost like maybe you're doing like, I don't know, like maybe you're going to the gym all the time. Like that's so random. Maybe you're going to the gym all the time because you want people to like really notice you and how attractive you are or something like that. So interesting. I still don't know how this has anything to do with a breakup or a non-breakup. The closest thing I'm getting when I'm like trying to tune into this is I'm like, I wonder if you guys are not feeling appreciated in your relationship that I think you're still in. Do not think it's over. And I feel like you're feeling a little bit trapped. And I almost would even say like they're only seeing you for the responsibilities and the needs you take of for the family system or the house system. I don't know. So you might have kids, or you might just like really just do a lot to support your partner that you're with right now. So there's just like, I just feel like you're not feeling great about the relationship itself, but you're starting to feel really great about yourself. But you want them to see how great you are and how great you're feeling about yourself. I don't know. I hope this is making sense because it's a little confusing to me too. Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to pull more cards because I'm a little stuck on this one. So the next thing we're going to look at is what's going on for you in this relationship. So what's going on for you, pile 2, in this relationship dynamic with your partner or ex, but I feel like current partner. I feel like these cards want to be secretive, so I think this is just fully talking more. I think you're thinking about breaking up with them, but you're not telling them about it. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so how is your partner or your ex feeling about you in this relationship? Cool. I almost want to look at what they're thinking first. I guess I could just flip them all around. So we have toxicity. We have proposal. We have nurture. We have anticipation. And we have unseen. That's interesting. And then for you over here, we have destiny, adventure, together, individuality, and we have voids. Avoids rushing to fill voids with love. Seek your inner fulfillment first. Okay. Gosh, this is like one of these card readings where I wish I could have a little more context from the audience about what's going on, because I feel like we just like piece this all together, but right now I'm like, what? What is going on here? It seems so random. So, and it feels very unclear, which I think is also part of your energy. I feel like you're very unclear. I feel like your partner is a little unclear. There's just a lot of like almost haze. I can't quite see where this is going, and I'm not sure if you can either. But interesting, comes up with destiny. The reunion with your twin flame is a destined event. So adventure together. So I do feel like there's a big part of you that is wanting to be in this relationship. However, it does warn you to not fill, how do I say this in a way that comes off as I'm meaning it to? Feel like, it's funny because this is about how you're feeling about the partnership, but I feel like for some reason it's coming up more as a guidance for you. So I feel like you're feeling like it's your destiny adventure. You think it would be good for you to be together with them, finding joy in the simple pleasures of just being together, seek adventure together. It adds excitement to your journey. I feel like there is some guidance coming through from your guides or your higher self. Just kind of saying like, hey, just double check that you're not putting too high of expectations on this relationship. So it's not that these things can't be met, but I just feel like they're saying like, if there's something that you don't like about yourself, or if there's like, it feels like if there's a void, that's like the big thing. If there's something within you, an area where you feel you're lacking, don't assume this relationship is just going to fix that. That's what I keep getting. So, be wary of possessive partners, maintaining your individuality. So yeah, I feel like when I see this coming through as the individuality card, it's just reminding you that kind of that whole cliche thing of like, you gotta love yourself. You gotta be able to bring to yourself what you need, and you can't expect your partner to fulfill that for you. It is interesting though it's coming through. And maybe you also have been feeling like this too, because it's saying it came up in the cards I pulled for how you're feeling. Yeah. Like I keep just thinking like if you're feeling not appreciated by them, you feel like it's almost saying like, why do you need them to appreciate you? Why can't you just know that you are appreciated? And I know it is just, I know like it is actually just nice to have someone say they thank you and appreciate you, but I think that's just kind of like that soul question, like trust that you are doing it good. You know what? It's also tricky because I feel like your soul's just like, but I want people to thank me. And I'm like, you're right. That's so totally okay. It's totally okay to want people to acknowledge the effort you've put in and done for you, because I feel like you do a lot. Like with your cards up here, it seems like you take on a lot of responsibilities. Which is maybe even the question, like, why do you take on so much of the responsibilities? I don't know. There's some kind of reflection thing going on there. And then for the other person here, we have the toxicity. Toxic relationship can drain your energy and self-worth. Be aware, proposal, nurture, anticipation, unseen. They also seem very confused about some things. Nurture relationships like blooming flowers, they'll flourish. Embrace the sweet anticipation of love's arrival in your life. It's coming. Love can be blind. Ensure you're not overlooking red flags. An offer or proposal in the near future that future that comes as a surprise. So I almost feel like your person that you are either dating or about to break up with, I'm not sure. It seems interesting. I do get the impression that they don't know you're going to break up with them, but there's something going on within their soul that makes them suspicious something is off. Like when I see the red flag thing, I do just feel like something is off. They can't put their finger on it. They're not sure what's going on, but also at the same time, you feel like they're just believing that everything will be okay. It almost feels like their soul's a little confused. Like it's like they have their like optimist side, like everything's gonna be okay, like we're gonna be together forever and we're gonna work on things and it's fine. And then there's this like pessimistic, maybe realistic side that's like something's going on that's not okay. You're not letting me in fully. Something is unseen in this relationship, which is interesting. I almost feel like on a subconscious level, this person is picking up on this energy of your feeling not appreciated, drained, and all that. But I don't think they don't think they quite have it on the head. They just know that you're withdrawing yourself a little bit. That's kind of what I got from these cards. Is I think you're withdrawing yourself a little bit because you're not getting something met that you're wanting. You're feeling a little bit trapped, and I don't know. Like obviously, I said like I get the vibe you're not actually broken up with them yet. So I wonder if there would be a good time for conversation. I try not to put my opinion too much into these card readings, but I actually feel like that could really help things out because, I mean, you know your situation, but I feel like I was saying, like, they know something's up, so I think they're withdrawing from you a little bit. I think they're probably not being their best selves for you. And you're withdrawing a little bit because they feel like you're not getting a need met. So the only way I can see this, like, kind of concluding better or going better is if you step out and say, hey, like I think the block right there is like you want to be appreciated, you do a lot of work for them, and you just are needing some verbal acknowledgement of that, and you would like that to feel loved and cared for, or whatever it is that it does for you. And I feel like this person is going to understand, like I feel like this unseen card energy will change, and things will be a little more flowy in the relationship. That's what I want to say. Things feel like there's a potential to be more flowy, but right now it feels like there's secrets. Definitely. Like sometimes when you do card readings, you feel like there's like a little bit of iffy energy, and that's usually because there's like half truths being said, there's pieces of information being missed, and I feel like that's kind of showing up in the connection, as I can kind of see like there's a bit of like a haze, and I feel like it's still at the point where it could be cleared, cleaned, adjusted, but if it's ignored, I think it would turn into this relationship ending, which is just information for you to know, right? Doesn't mean anything. I feel like you're really in control here. You can voice what you're needing to be voiced, because I do get at the end of the day, I think it would be you who ends it, which is so funny because your cards are kind of saying like you're kind of fantasizing about them, and this all feels very dreamy. It doesn't feel like reality, and I feel like if you don't get your needs met, then it will kind of like reverse, and then you'll be like, I'm kind of done with them, which is okay if that's what you want. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling now. Someone got really tired. Maybe you're really tired. Maybe you've been thinking about this a lot, and maybe we're going in circles all the time. I think the best case scenario though is to voice. There's definitely a need for a conversation here. Because I'm looking at cards where people are on two totally different pages, but they both know something's up, but they don't quite understand why they feel that way. And I think both parties are actually probably pretty tired of overanalyzing and overanalyzing. It seems exhausting. I really am so much more tired than I was. Oh, I'm yawning now. That's probably a sign that you really are starting to feel exhausted with this pattern. That all being said, my last thing I had for you is how are they feeling in this connection? So let's just ask pile 2's, I think, current partner, what's going on within them around this relationship? How are they feeling about them? Okay, I actually want one more. Okay, I feel like they're really thinking about you a lot. Look at that. Oh my god, obsessed. That's so funny. I was like, okay, I feel like I could just keep pulling. And then I pulled the card obsessed. How are you feeling about them? How are you seeing them? Okay. We want one more. Cool. Okay, now after pulling these cards, I feel like maybe you are broken up. This is very confusing. Love is confusing. These piles are confusing. Only you guys know. This is where I would have been so helpful to be like, all right, let's just pull your cards for one person and I'll actually understand what's going on because you can speak to me. But we're on YouTube and it's general card reading, so that's just not how it works. But anyways, I know it's so funny. I'm like, no, some of you still aren't broken up and this energy is this confusing. So I feel like you're just like one person, like there's definitely a vibe of turmoil between you two. That's what it is. That's what I'm trying to say here. So this person you're with, it's like, it's saying they're nervous, which I really, really am picking up on. You make me nervous. Even like thinking about you, I get nervous. I'm not sure what to say or how to act around you. You feel like that this for me though is it just keep getting they're nervous about where the connection's going, what's happening, obsessed. I really don't think they are acting like their best selves. I feel like they almost have the energy of being scared they might lose you, but wanting you. And then it's just kind of creating internal chaos and just insanity. Like they do feel ungrounded. Whenever someone's extremely ungrounded, they do feel almost insane to me. That's usually the energy that kind of follows that. Yeah, so then I kind of feel like there's all this other shit going on. Like they're like crying. When I think about you, I cry. So like they're really worried about the connection going south. If it hasn't already, it's starting to. I'm sorry. I want to spoil you. Attached to their ex. When I see this, it means they're still in love with you. They're still thinking about you all the time. They're having a hard time believing that this connection couldn't be together. I want to give you the good life. I want to spoil you with gifts and trips, everything you could ever need or want. You desire nothing less, you deserve nothing less. I hate how much I have hurt you. I'm so sorry for all the pain I've caused. You didn't deserve any of it. So yeah, I feel like if like you haven't broken up with them, like they're freaking out internally right now. Like they know something's going on. They want to fix it. They want to help change it. They're definitely not, I feel like if you're like wanting to break up with them, I feel like you need to do it because they are literally gonna go insane over here. They can't quite handle this. And I feel like there's just like such bad communication between you two. I'm so sorry to say that. I know this can seem really harsh, but it's just like it seems like so stressful on both sides. But I feel like this is the person you're interacting with who has no real idea what's going on. You feel like it's you that kind of knows, you know, you're the one holding the power here. That's the word I'm looking for, which is interesting because here it said you didn't feel like you had any power. And yet I feel like you're holding all the power and if this relationship continues or ends. So it's just very interesting. Like I said, if I could speak to you one-on-one, I would probably understand the situation better. But instead I'm just reading energies, which are so confusing because when I tune into this person, it's just like, wow, that's a lot. When I tune in over here, it feels guarded, calculated. You're thinking through a lot of things. You're trying to decide what would be the best course of answer. This is very emotional. This is very like logical. Like what is the right thing to do? Which is also just very interesting. You guys operate very different from each other. So it says you feel like home. Being with you reminds me of simpler times. You bring me so much happiness and peace. So here it's kind of saying like you do really enjoy being with them. There is like when things are good, you do feel good. Playing games, this one's all about trying to get attention from them, which is kind of the thing we're saying. I feel like you don't feel like you get acknowledgement and attention. Your perfection, your beauty amazes me. I'm not sure how I attracted someone like you, but I'm forever grateful. Jealousy, I'm very jealous. I can barely stand it. And this is so interesting because it comes back to that feeling like someone else is getting more attention than you are, and you're wanting more. That's such a big thing for you. I really feel like that needs to be what's voiced, is feeling you're not getting enough of their attention or acknowledgement. And then you're so smart. Your intellect really turns me on. You're so smart, and I really enjoy your conversations. Yeah, so interesting. Definitely just feel like, despite how confusing all this energy is to me, I do feel like you're the one holding, I keep saying it, you're the one holding the decision on what happens. So whatever actions you take are going to be the actions that go down. That's what I get. This person feels very dependent on you. Which if that's not what you want, then that's cool. Like, but I do feel like you won't really know until you've voiced that you're wanting more appreciation and attention from them, and acknowledgement from them. Because otherwise, I don't feel like they're going to clue into that's exactly what it is. I think it's going to need to be direct and clear like that for them to really get it. And then if you want to see if that creates the change you need, then you'll have the time to do that. And if you decide you just don't, then I feel like then this relationship will just be over, and that's totally up to you. So you just go with whatever your heart tells you to do. I want to say whatever your heart says so, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to put one more card here about what you just need to know as an overall for this reading. We have I am held safely in the embrace of unconditional love. I rest my soul and enter a sacred sanctuary of rejuvenation and restoration. Wow, that's beautiful. I am held safely in the embrace of unconditional love. I rest my soul and enter a sacred sanctuary of rejuvenation and restoration. Cool. Well, best of luck. Feel like you have a conversation that needs to happen coming up, but also is very daunting. So I just wish you best of luck here. And you just know what you want and be very direct and clear, because like I keep saying, I feel like you've got the power in this situation. So use it wisely, use it wisely. Okay. You guys have a good night. Have a great day, a good evening, whatever it is for you, and maybe I'll catch you around. Hello, pile 3. So you chose, I enter the sacred solar mandala, receiving the 9 rays of blessings, bathing my entire multidimensional being in divine radiance. So I'm just going to put that there. So I actually did already do this whole pick a card. And then the classic thing where I look up at my camera, battery died at some point, so it erases the whole video. But for once, this is the first time this has actually happened where I think it was for the best. I was like getting too into my ego in this pile, and not so much sharing the messages coming through. So I just went too much into my biased human opinion. So I actually think this is great that I'm being forced to redo it. So that all being said, let's pull cards for your little energy check here on how you are feeling right now. Okay, pile 3, how are you feeling right now? About your, sorry, the cards just got a little messy there. About your ex, all on your high skin. Okay. Well, we're definitely getting very different cards already, so that's good. Okay, so we have Lover, great patience and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Alchemist, transforming a base of motives and goals into golden wisdom. And then we have the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Guide represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Child wounded. We have awakens compassion and desires to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path for forgiveness. Beggar confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. Wow, this is so different. Sorry, I have to yawn really big with it. I'm not sure that was about. You know what's interesting? So there's actually been a day in between me doing this reading for just this pile. And I was yawning my face off the first time for you, and I'm starting to yawn again for this pile. So I just thought it was because I was tired last time, but I wonder if there is just like a theme going on. Maybe you're tired, maybe you're exhausted, maybe you're not sleeping very much, or something like that. But you know what? Your cards, they feel pretty good. Like, they feel like someone who has gained perspective on a breakup or a relationship. So, like, I don't know, like when I keep seeing the Lover and Alchemist, I feel like it's like transforming how you're gonna let people treat you in your future partnerships, how much love you're gonna expect, sorry, I shouldn't say expect, how much love you are going to set the bar for to receive in your relationships. And also, I just feel like there's something here about like knowing that you're not gonna hold yourself back from fully loving the next person, which is so interesting. I'm just going to assume this is a totally different energy than the reading I was reading last time. And then we have Goddess, Guide, Child Wounded, and Beggar, but they're all in the positive light attributes, which means that you learned the positive lesson. You're not in the shadow aspect, which means you're still like, you haven't quite figured out the lesson and it's still hitting home and it's quite painful, and usually there's kind of like a toxic behavior associated with it. That's not coming through. You're only getting the positive. So goddess, I feel like this is saying like you're gonna like learn to love yourself. You are learning to love yourself. The beggar and the child wounded, these are actually very powerful cards to come through in the light attributes. Same with the alchemist too. I should just add that in. It's like, I just really feel like it's saying like where you felt disempowered, where you felt like you were holding yourself back. There's such a theme around you maybe felt like you weren't, how do I put it? Like you weren't, say, as open-hearted as you could have been in some of your relationships. And I don't know if this relationship that just ended for you, if just at the end you fully gave it your all, and you know that, and that's why I almost feel like there's this like, you're proud of yourself. You're proud of yourself for not holding back. But then I don't know, I can't honestly quite pinpoint if you are taking from this experience that you are not going to hold back because you don't want the same thing to happen in the next relationship. I don't know. It could be a bit of both. Maybe you gave it your all at the end, but your partner said it was a little bit too late, and now you're moving forward. You're like, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna full send. I don't know if you're a rock climber, people say full send. I think people say it in non-rock climbing communities now, but I don't actually know. There's too many people I know that are rock climbers that I just feel like that's normal lingo. Full send just means going for it, without any hesitation, without second guessing yourself. So it actually feels very, very like good, very good. And I think that's where that sunshine energy was coming from. Can't remember if I mentioned that in the card selection, that I was just saying that this card here makes me feel like just a ray of sunshine is being dumped on you. It might have been in the card reading that got deleted. I'm not sure. I can't quite remember, but yeah, it's really interesting. And the guide card represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Yeah, I feel like it's just like even having like a bit of an awakening where you realize that you are in control of what happens. You can change. You can change what's happening. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. It feels empowering. That's the overall theme. I feel like it actually feels very empowering, and you don't feel hopeless about future relationships or future love. That's not what I'm seeing. I feel like you are like, I don't know, you're just feeling really good. You're feeling like you know what you want and know what you're going to do in the future around relationships. So that being said, the next thing we're going to be looking at is what's going on for you. I think that was this. Yeah, it was this deck. So what is going on for you, pile 3, in this ending of the relationship? Okay, and what's going on for them in the ending of this relationship? What's going on for your ex? Okay. Oh, that was way too many cards. It was like 10 cards. Okay. Maybe one more. Okay, there's a lot going on there. Okay. Yeah, cool. So let's start with you. So we have destiny. We have the reunion with your twin flame is a destined event. We have falling fast. Love happens quickly, but do not lose yourself in the process. Unseen. Love can be blind. Ensure you're not overlooking red flags. Together. Find joy in the simple pleasures of just being together. And adventure. Seek adventure together. It adds excitement to your journey. I'm yawning again. Sorry. Yeah, so this is interesting. Whenever I'm seeing like destiny come through, I feel like whatever has happened in this breakup, like that feels like no matter what you would have done, it was gonna happen the way it did. Or very similar. So Let me just tune in here. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there was like a contract or a karmic relationship in that sense where, yeah, whatever happened was always going to happen. And no matter what timeline, dimension you would try to say skip to, it was still going to happen. So what do I mean by that? Like, say you're at a Y on the road, no matter what, I feel like either direction would have led to this exact moment. Slightly different, but pretty much the same. There was a lot of like main details that were just meant to be, meant to happen, meant to go down that way for the lessons learned on both parties' sides, for the growth that will occur because of it. That being said, the Falling Fast Unseen Together adventure. These cards are interesting because I almost feel like there's two different paths that you're kind of toying with here. So it is interesting. I do feel like there's like, I feel like you're already at another Y intersection or T intersection. We'll put it that way, where it's like, I don't know if you're considering getting back with your ex or pursuing that, or just going a totally different direction. And it is interesting. I don't want to say anything for sure, pile 3, but from like, and it's really hard to say because I feel like your future is so hazy, which really to me means like it's really up to you to choose which intersection you're going to take. It's 50-50, honestly. It's undetermined. You're going to determine it. And I feel like I see a similar cycle reoccurring if you do get back with your ex. I don't want to promise that. And this is from your perspective too, I should say. I feel like you know that eventually the cycle will just continue again. I'm not positive of that, but it's like it's so foggy. That's the best way to say it. Like it's so foggy both directions. But then I feel like the other one is where I see adventure and falling fast, where I feel like if you choose to go a different way, down a different path, like lean away from this ex relationship, you feel like there will be another person that comes in. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to ask questions. I'm like, is this person like a long term? I don't think the next person on this, like if you move away from your ex, I don't think this next person is long term, but they do teach you something very key. I know it's super odd to say. It's so funny. It's so foggy. Why is your future so foggy? I think it's because you don't even know. You don't even know what you want or which direction you want to go. I don't know. That's my best guess at it. I'm like literally staring through like smoke and haze. Like, it is ironic because like where I am right now, there's so many wild, forest fires, insane amount, and it is really smoky here. And it's like they keep showing me that image where it's like you can't see very far at all, and this future feels so uncertain. So I do feel like you're just at one of these times in your life where you are constantly choosing and it will take you down totally different paths. So I'm just going to say you choose the path that feels like the highest and truest path for you to take, and be authentic and truthful with yourself, okay? That's my best advice that I'm seeing for you, because I don't feel like you will regret anything. It takes you to your sunshine there. It takes you closer to what you want to do and what you want to experience in life. But yeah, tuning into that other one where you're stepping away from your ex, I do feel like there's someone else who presents themselves and they just have like, I feel like there's just little lessons that you learn there. But I don't ever want to say anything for sure. From what I can tell, it doesn't feel long term. Like when I feel into the connection and kind of like the contract you would have with that next soul, it just feels like some short term lessons. There's no big key lessons. I think the ex was a longer relationship from what I can see. feels like there was a lot more agreements between your souls. But yeah, these other ones aren't. So it's really interesting. I feel like, yeah, you're really changing shit in your life, guys. I don't know what's going on there. If you choose that path, there is just a lot of change. Like I said, I can't even see that far down your path, because it's like then you'll make another decision and you'll choose to lean into something or away from something else, and that's going to totally change that. So anyways, let's look at what your ex is going through here. We have butterfly. You will meet a new love interest at a party or at a night out. Long distance. Love knows no distance. We have apology. We have divine timing. We have friendship, star, and romance. So this was all about what's going on for them in this. Sorry, once again, I'm yawning. Again, huge yawns. Okay. So odd. Okay. Every time I yawn, it like throws my focus off here. So sorry about that. The next thing I'm looking at. So yeah, what's going on for them? Okay, so once again, you guys always take this with a grain of salt, because I feel like for you, you really are like debating between two totally different possibilities. So we're just looking at what they're seeing or thinking about this relationship that has just ended. So you just know that you get to make your own choice on it. I do feel like, I'm just gonna say it. Like, I don't want to sway your opinion on what you decide to do, because you really got to follow what's right for you. But I feel like they're hoping to apologize. I feel like when I see the long distance card, I feel like it's like they're willing to make changes and go the distance to keep you. And divine timing, I keep getting that they just keep hoping that, I don't know, maybe after you go on this journey and experience what you experience, maybe you'll come back to them when you're both more aligned with each other. I definitely get that they, like, when I see the star, I keep saying like they wish upon a star for you, like they're wishing that you come back into their lives. The romance card, I do just feel like also just getting such strong vibes that they're like still wanting that partnership with you. But their energy is interesting. It's oddly calm for the cards that are coming through, for how much they're kind of hoping this all comes back. Like you come back. It's weird. It's almost, not the best way to put it. I almost feel like they feel at peace with the ending of the relationship, because they're trusting and hoping. I think that's the word I want to use. I don't know if they're trusting. I think they're hoping that you will come back into their lives later on. Once again, like I was saying, I don't want to sway anything, because I'm not seeing that necessarily for you at all. I just see lots of fog and mystery, and like you are literally changing all your possible futures on and off, depending on each choice you make on the T intersection in your life. But for them, it's just like, it's interesting. They're just like, that's what they've put out there, and they're just hoping that it all falls together. I also feel like this might be coping for them. Just like from my own personal experience too, it's like, I just feel like if I was really devastated by breakups, sometimes I have to tell a white lie to myself and say like, it's okay, like we're gonna get back together and it's all gonna be okay. We're gonna come back, we're gonna be healthy and our best selves for each other later on. And I feel like this person is very similar to me in this situation, where they're just like wanting it all. They're wanting the distance. They're hoping there's like the butterfly. Oh, so sweet. Yeah, I think this person's still quite in love with you. But I'm trying to be very clear when I say, like, I'm not seeing that any information on if they're the best thing for you or if you're the best thing for them. I just feel like emotionally, they're not ready to let you go. So I do feel like there's this like hope that you guys will come back together in the future once you've, I feel like, gone on your adventure, seen and experienced all you need to experience, found your destiny, found what you like. I don't know, it's such an interesting relationship dynamic, because I really feel like for you guys, you were destined to break up. Like, there's no doubt, there's nothing that was ever going to stop that. But their energy is just like, I think this was more for you, to put it that way. Like, you feel like they probably could have been in a relationship with you for longer, which is so interesting, pile 3, because now that I think about it, I thought my original question was more generalized towards if you had been broken up with, but I think in this case you broke up with them because, yeah, their energy is just so like, for lack of better words, in love with you still, and very gentle, and just, like, I feel like they just feel very sad, and that's what I keep getting, like that whole in divine timing everything will work out, in divine timing everything will work out. It really feels like a white lie on repeat in their heads, but maybe it will. That's why I have to keep correcting myself, because I can't read your future. I really feel like you could go so many different ways, and I have to say, like, I don't think all paths will be equally in your highest good, but there will be a lesson. So I guess in the end, there will be a great value for you. But that's why I feel like it's so important for you to, like, if you look at all these people, all their eyes are closed, go within and check what your heart is asking for. Not your mind, not your ego logicking, that's not even a word, what is or isn't right. I don't know. I'm almost a little worried for you guys, okay? I'm just gonna say that. I'm almost a little worried, because I feel like, I feel like you guys got real shook by something. And you just make sure you're listening to your heart and not ego or your fears on what the worst case scenario is in making decisions, for what you're gonna do. Just keep trusting your heart, and it will not lead you down the wrong path, okay? That's all I need to say. Yeah. Huge upheaval, though, in your life. And I don't think it was just in this relationship. I feel like a huge upheaval in general. So it's very interesting. I feel like you guys got a lot of shit going down. Okay, so that being said, our last question here is how are you feeling about this X? How are you feeling about this X? Pile 3, all in your highest good in love and light. How's pile 3 feeling about the X? Okay, and how is pile 3's X feeling about them? Okay, I wanted one more. Okay, cool. So we have you're mine, you're my soulmate, my fantasy, my dreams, I'm leaving you, focused on money. Okay, so I'm still kind of getting for you guys that you're a little confused about some things. It's kind of like your general theme I'm getting from you guys as the inquirer. It is fascinating, because this even explains kind of what I've been picking up. Like, I feel like you were so equally determined that this relationship is over and it needed to end. But at the same time, we have these like 4 cards even maybe, kind of saying that you do feel like very attached to them still. You do like my fantasy. I think like it could be like a sexual thing, like you literally fantasize about them, but I feel like you do like think back on them, and there is like a lot of energy drawing you to that person. So this is one of those things where like I don't know what happened between you guys, but like I said, I feel like no matter what, there was something. There's maybe a job opportunity. Oh my gosh, I just clicked in on that. I think there is a job opportunity that maybe you are going to pursue that involves you leaving wherever this person is. I don't know why they couldn't go with you. Maybe you felt like you had to do this on your own. I'm not totally sure. Like I said, you guys are hard to read. There's so much fog around you guys. I'm not sure why that is. What is, guys, what is up with that fog? like I said, I feel like it's because you're constantly making different decisions, but I also feel like there's just a lot of cloudiness in your heads and in your minds right now. I'm not really sure what's up with that. I almost want to like clear it out for you or something, because I'm not sure if you really even are benefiting from that much fog being there, or cloudiness. It feels like I almost feel like there's like a truth that's being hidden or something. I don't know. You guys take that as it makes sense to you. Okay, hang on. So only take, like, I know I keep saying this, but only take this to heart if this is resonating. But for some of you, I wonder if there's a truth that is so deep that you're too scared to face it. And there's all this fog and all this cloudiness that's self-protective. It's self-protective because there's something there you do not want to just see. You're like ashamed of it. You feel guilty for it, or something like that. But I do feel like this fog is literally self-imposed, like mental fog. There's some deep truth there that you are scared to say to yourself. And I feel like things won't get clearer until that is seen or looked at. So how can you do that? I would say I would go to someone who could hold space for you, a healthy space, not someone who has a lot of stake in the game, if that makes any sense. So just like a good friend, not a romantic partner of any kind, not a romantic interest of any kind, just a good friend, who can hold space, because I feel like if there's this fear is this big, I think it will be hard for you to see by yourself what it is, get through the fog to see it. You could need someone to hold a container for you to feel safe. And I think that would help you connect with your heart a bit more, and know what's going on. So anyways, that's just a suggestion if this is resonating with you with this crazy ass foggy shit that kept popping up. So anyways, focused on money, I'm leaving in my dream. So I do feel like there's a career opportunity, and it's like a thing you've been wanting to do for a while. And then I feel like this is why you're leaving this person, to pursue it. Yeah, so interesting. But yeah, there's still such a strong connection to this person. Ugh, that sounds hard. I don't know. I almost feel like just with this person's mentality and like their connection with you, like I said, they're still feeling pretty strongly attached to you. I am so surprised this person wouldn't go with you though. But that's why I keep feeling like you didn't ask them, because I do feel like you wanted to do it on your own and there's some part of the experience you wanted by yourself, because I just feel like this person, just on their energy, I think they were very loyal to you, from what I can see. But like I said, I don't know. Let's read what they say here. So we have, sorry, you feel like home. Yeah, no, these people definitely, yeah, definitely super attached to you. I think you might have broken their heart. And I don't want you to, like, I mean, you know, you had to do what was best for you. But I do just feel they're like feeling this, some serious feels for you guys. Tears. When I think about you, I cry. You feel like home. Yeah, these three cards really are. It's so crazy. It's like basically like losing you completely destroyed them, and then they're like, I feel like they're still complimenting you and they're still wanting to fix things. So I do feel like they're full on grieving. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. You're so special, spoiling you. I'm single, wild side. Is it true? Unclear. Yeah. They're definitely very confused. Very, very confused. Which kind of makes sense maybe because you had so much confusion in your energy. So I wonder if when you were like breaking things off with them, if you weren't super clear. That would be like my best guess, because they seem like they don't totally understand what's happening. Like they're like, it's over, I'm so sad I've lost you, but it feels like you just were gone all of a sudden with this ghosted card. Like yeah, I don't know. It's so interesting. And then, yeah, over here we have the like wanting to compliment you, recognizing how important you are, recognizing how they don't want to lose you. And then I feel like down here we have the wait, oh my gosh, I'm single now. You're gone. Wild side. So I almost feel like this is saying like they're behaving a little unpredictably, but I feel like this is part of their grieving process where it's like, yeah, they're just like processing through the emotions, and it's, I feel like they're not totally acting like themselves. And then, is it true? I heard you were dating someone else. Is it true? Please tell me it isn't. Unclear. I don't know how I feel about the connection anymore. Yeah, just general hardcore grieving this loss, confusion. Really feel like they were not anticipating it or expecting it. They're having a hard time fully digesting it. That's just what I'm getting from this person you're inquiring about. And I don't know. I guess we'll see if that made any sense. I'm so curious. I always feel like when people break up with someone, I'm surprised when they're checking in on the other person. But yeah, I guess maybe you know. I guess it, like I was saying here, like you do feel still like oddly attached to them, but you feel like certain that you need to leave them right now. So, oh, this seems like a really tricky scenario to be in. Both parties for sure. Like I feel like there's so much confusion on your side, and there's so much like grieving and confusion and just like crazy shit happening for them. So that all being said, when I, Danielle, do not know what else to say, we pull another card and get advice from a higher power. So that all being said, what is like just another healing mantra that can just sum up what pile 3 is needing right now? Okay, so we have, my energies are renewed and swiftly magnetized all good things for the happiness, pleasure, and delight of my heart. Ooh, so we're kind of getting a little throwback to connecting with the heart and paying attention to what brings us happiness, pleasure, and following it, and maybe being clear about it. Yeah, I think those are going to be the 2 things I kind of leave you with. And best of luck. Yeah, I would say with just, once again, with that mental fog, I would say there is a fear that your subconscious is hiding from you, from not wanting to see it. And I even feel like that is going to be what's making it hard to really clearly hear your heart right now. So if you're just kind of struggling with that, yeah, find a supportive friend that can hold space for you to go within and just ask yourself what's going on. And maybe you can even ask them to say, like, can you guide me into it? Can you know, like, I don't know, I feel like you know someone. That's even why I'm suggesting it. I feel like this pile like has somebody in the back of their mind right now, or in the front of their mind as I'm mentioning all this. And yeah, get through that mental fog. It will make everything coming forward much easier for you. Much easier for you to hear, understand, and know what you want to do. Okay? All right, best of luck, and maybe I'll catch you around.